You guys should find her podcast if you do not already have it, the Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny, where you will get some really good football analysis and some silliness.
Mina, we discussed it briefly, but I want to talk a little bit about the end of game management from Nathaniel Hackett. And Russell Wilson, I think, gets a skate a little bit too because he made some curious decisions on that drive. Certainly was not on the same page as his head coach because the decisions that he made on that third down probably wouldn't have went that way if he knew that he was playing for a field goal. Can you tell us exactly how botched this was by the first-time head coach?
I'm glad you pointed out that both parties deserve a little bit of blame because I don't know if you guys noticed this throughout the game, but Russell Wilson struggles with clock management, especially, getting out of the huddle, getting the plays off in time. That's something you actually saw a lot in Seattle over the last 2 years. And it was kind of astounding, the contrast. Look, Geno Smith is not a better quarterback, but he was getting those plays off with, over 10 seconds left on the clock. And that caused a lot of problems for Denver, including on that final drive, because it really I thought throwing their offense out of whack here and there. I also agree with you on that third down. I don't know if he was out of sync with Nathaniel Hackett per se, but he did have Jerry Jeudy over the middle, which is an area that Russell Wilson has struggled to throw to in recent years. So he definitely deserves some of the blame, but the lion's share obviously goes to Hackett. I don't know if I've ever seen a first-time head coach make an error of that magnitude in prime time. It was so bad that it couldn't even be a debate topic on First Take this morning. Because we just couldn't find anyone willing to argue.
That's impossible.
The other side.
That's simply impossible.
No.
I don't believe you. That's not possible. You're saying that First Take, the incompetence was so befuddling that it arrived at consensus at First Take. It's not possible. And you guys couldn't figure out a way to discuss it?
If they did, it was not when I was on the show because we were talking about the game and the producer was like, yeah, what are we gonna do here? Like that to me is like the true litmus test for consensus in America. If First Take can't argue about it, you're universally there. It's like how you can't get 90% of Americans to agree on anything, even like the existence of the flying spaghetti monster. There should be like a First Take barometer for debate because let me tell you, there is not a soul on earth defending Nathaniel Hackett this morning.
Put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Is the true litmus test for consensus in America that they can't figure out how to argue about it on First Take?
That's a good one, yes. Mina, NFL place kickers all-time are 2 for 41, kicking 64-yard field goal attempts. But I have to ask you what I think is a personal question, Mina. Okay, and I'm sorry if this is too personal, but does a lifelong Seahawks fan like yourself attempt to justify the uniforms the Seahawks were wearing last night?
No, 100% no. And it was honestly like personally embarrassing for me on a number of levels because, first of all, they always wear in prime time, which is just so bad, right? But the fact that they were wearing it prime time versus Russell Wilson with his new team, it was like when you're out and you see your ex and you're just wearing a bad outfit and you're just like, God damn it. Like what, yeah, this is not how I wanted this to go. I wanted this to go perfectly. And then to have America watching, it's horrible. They're indefensible, those uniforms.
Let's grab from you what you thought were a couple of the most interesting things from the weekend. Some of the stuff that happened that was either most titillating to you or something that spurred the most curiosity from you.
I thought the Vikings looked awesome. Some of that you can pin obviously on Green Bay not having wide receivers, period, or their offensive line injuries. But I thought the Vikings pass rush combination of Zadarius Smith and Danielle Hunter looks as advertised. And then on offense, like it really is Rams North. I was tweeting about this like that. Everything Kevin O'Connell, who comes from the Rams, was doing reminded me so much of Los Angeles when things are clicking. Justin Jefferson is obviously going to go for like a zillion yards in this offense, which kind of everybody predicted, but just to see it play out in real time, when you see a wide receiver who's just utterly undefendable, and then when you're watching as a fan and you're watching the broadcast angle and every other play, you're like, how the hell is he so open? That is going to happen all season long with Justin Jefferson because of the way they're being used. And I really think the Vikings have a good shot to compete this year.